Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's subject is ways that you can minimize and simplify your life. But before I get into that, I would like to quickly say, as always, thank you so much for being here and for your support. I truly don't know where I would be without you, and it means the world. So thank you. Also, a quick tidbit. I just noticed, and I don't know how I just noticed, so I'm sorry, but I just noticed that my previous videos had like black bars on the side from my camera filming vertically. So I'm hoping this helps, especially in videos where I'm going to be showing things. So there's that breaking news. And without further ado, let's get to it. So, when it comes to minimizing and simplifying your life, you can do it or start doing it any way that you want. I also want to point out that I am not a master. I'm very much a beginner when it comes to this journey. I know typically the videos I do are things that I have experience with or am used to, but I thought to make this while I'm starting my journey would help show others that you really can start anywhere and that it's not as hard as it may seem or look. So these are 3 ways that I have begun to start minimizing in my own life. And there's obviously plenty of benefits to it, which might be obvious for some, but if not, then I will go over those after I talk about all this. So, like I said, let's get to it. When it came to the first bit of minimizing, it was actually kind of easy for me, and that's actually why I say that you can start in any way that you want, because it's easier to start with things that aren't hard for you to get involved in, because I am the type of person with some things who has a hard time letting go. So if you're like me, then definitely find something that's easier for you and helps the transition start a little easier. So my first one is makeup. And right now, everything I use fits in these 2 bags, which may be more than some still, but it's a lot less than I used to, and that's the point, is just getting started wherever you're at. In this bag, my little mirror fits in here because I don't always have the best lighting in my bathroom or vanity or whatever. So I just have my little travel mirror. And then this little kit, which just has my eyebrow and eyelash stuff because I am blonde and so are my eyelashes and eyebrows, and they're not noticeable. So there's that. So that's all that goes in this little travel tote, and just keeps everything together a little nicer. So there's that. And then in this one, and I don't wear makeup a lot, so when I do, I just keep it to these things. So when it comes to like application tools, I use these 5 things. And again, it may be some that more use, but it's less than I used to use. I used to use can't even contain it all in the bag. So I used to use everything I just showed, plus all these. And I've never even been good at makeup. I just thought I could be by watching YouTube videos, which did not happen. So again, that's why it was easier for me to kind of minimize, because I didn't like what I was doing or how much I was using anyways. And I can't bring myself to throw them away because that would be wasted money, so I'm just hanging on to them. Put I used to use all that extra on top of what I use, and now I just use an SPF and a primer. As well as, this is just my foundation and concealer, depending on the brush I use. This is like a finishing powder, and then a blush. So it's just these three things. If I'm getting fancy, like going out, I will throw on an eyeshadow. Yeah, but other than that, I stick to these three, but technically 5, I guess. And 5 utensils, which now, like I said, all fits nice in this little bag. But I used to use another extra cream, lip liner, with some lipstick, and I had a bronzer that I didn't even know how to use properly, 2 bronzers that I didn't even know how to use those, highlighter, don't use, another lipstick, eyeliner, more like highlighter finishing powder, as well as all these different blushes. I would go back and forth between different blushes depending on the day, and I don't see the point of that anymore. And then I used to even use an entire eye palette that maybe I think I used 2 or 3 times. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, I used to have to fit all this in my makeup bags too, and I have downsized on all this, and it's felt so nice. It's simplified my routine, it's simplified my clutter, and it also makes it cheaper in the long run because I don't have to buy as much as I was buying. So, like I said, that one was easy for me. This next one I would have never thought of if I didn't read about, but it makes so much sense considering how much frustration we are putting ourselves through just dealing with having so much. Kitchen stuff. And when I say stuff, I don't just mean utensils. I mean anything in your kitchen that you might have multiples of, duplicates of, don't even use. We had like 3 spatulas. I don't know what this is, but we had 2. We had 2 straining spoons. We've had multiple serving spoons. We had 4 pairs of tongs. And at one point, when all of that was shoved in our utensil jars, it made it so we had to like wiggle it out and then like turn and try and locate what we needed. Whereas now, with all this out of it, it's as simple as just taking out what you need, putting it back in, being able to kind of shuffle around and get what you need. And like I said, I don't know how I didn't think of it before, but it's simplified life so much. Same thing, like measuring spoons. We had 2 sets of measuring spoons, which who needs that? Even pots and pans. So, it may sound weird, but we ended up combining multiple sets of pots and pans from just accumulating over the years. Originally, we had a set, and then when my dad had passed, we inherited his set, and then when my husband and I got married, we got another set, and so we had them all commingled and just shoved into our cupboards, and it was at the point where you would have to take a bunch of stuff out just to grab what you need and then put a bunch of stuff back. And like I said, we were just dealing with it instead of handling it. And so we're getting rid of quite a few pots and pans, and it's now to the point where you can just take out what you need, put it back. We still have commingled sets, but that's just because certain pots and pans that came with a certain set didn't come in another set, and so they're always useful. And now it even makes it so the lid with whatever pot is in there can either sit like this, resting, or like this, resting to save space. But like I said, it's all accessible now, and I don't know how I didn't think of just decluttering the kitchen before. Even cups and mugs. We've always been a family that is all about the to-go cups instead of disposable cups at places. And we kind of got into collecting them, and it ended up getting to the point where we had more than we would ever use. We even have a cup cupboard with 3 shelves. The bottom one's just like normal drinking cups, the middle one's like kind of fancier, and then the top is all of our mugs and to-go cups. And it even got to the point where they were fully stacked like this, tight as can be, and then we were even stacking some like on top of each other to where it would cause an avalanche sometimes, pulling something out. We even had actual glassware. Oh, that might be plastic, but we've had actual glassware break to where it was not good. So we went through them. This is just a couple, but we got quite a few out. This is what my mother-in-law even gave us because she knows we like them, but I'm going to give it back because I know that she also likes them too. And now it's at the point where all of our mugs fit nice on the top shelf, and there's even a room for a couple more, which we don't need, but just to get the picture out there. So yeah, clears clutter, clears stress in my mind, avoids breaking stuff or extra work, having to get pots and pans out. And yeah, it was easy to do just because we have duplicates in so many that it wasn't hard to let go of these sorts of things. And then another one, which I think I've talked about a little bit before, is clothing. Oops, just lost a piece of twine. Clothing, which I've said my little hack before, which is whenever I get new clothing or I go through my winter summer clothing to hang up, I'll put whatever I haven't worn for the season or new clothing on hangers with just a little twine tied to them. And then whenever I use it or wear it, I will attach it to a hanger without this, just like to show that I've already worn it. And so at the end of a season, when I still have hangers with these on it, it shows that I've went 6 months without wearing it so far. So I'll donate that, and I donate twice a year with old clothes because as a girl, I'm kind of always finding new clothes too, which is not so minimalist, but this has actually helped me now because when I'm in stores and I think I need to buy something or want to buy something, I'll think back to how many hangers I still have at home with twine around them, and it kind of helps me avoid buying unnecessary purchases. So yeah, this is a really helpful trick. I know some people too will hang up their clothes backwards at like the start of each season, and then every time they wear one, they'll hang it back up normal. So at the end of a season or whatever, any hanger that's still facing backwards, same idea, would go in donate pile. But it's been really helpful to save money and also keep the clutter out of my closet, and also just be able to donate and help others. And then another idea that I would have never thought of if I didn't read somewhere is memorabilia type clothing. As you guys all know, I'm a member of WWF, so anytime I compete in something, I will get a commemorative t-shirt, and I hang on to them because they have meaning to me, and it's nice to look back. But after I compete in so many events, I know this is going to take up a lot of room in my closet, so I didn't know what to do until I read that you can make something out of it. So eventually when I have enough, I will cut out the main part of the shirts, any cool logos parts, and I will turn it into like a blanket, and by using like squares, like almost like a quilt, but out of different material. and it can be something that we hang on to, and is also useful, that will get used without having to get rid of somewhat sentimental items. So it was a great idea. I'm excited to try it when I finally have enough shirts. For now, that's not too many shirts. It's not taking up too much room in my closet. And like I said, that's also another one that's not too hard for me because I like donating and helping to give back. I've already been donating before, so the idea of minimalizing my wardrobe, outfits, clothing, was not too hard for me to grasp onto too. So the benefits, like I talked about, some of you probably already know them. I've said a lot of them so far in this video. Less clutter anywhere in your house or wherever you're deciding to downsize, minimize, I think, sorry, I said that weird. We'll just eventually have less clutter because there will be less space there. You'll be more mindful about what you're putting there, and less clutter is less stress. It's scientifically proven that when your physical space is cluttered and chaotic and hectic per se, that your mind can pick up on that and you feel more emotionally stressed and chaotic and hectic and discombobulated. So that's a great benefit there mentally. Also, like I said, saving money, especially with the clothing things, it helps me save money when I go out shopping, thinking, do I really need this? Now, after like seeing how many utensils and just kitchen stuff we're giving away, it kind of makes me realize duplicates, to really think about, do we have anything like this yet? Maybe different, you know, wood versus silicone per se, but if we have something that's in essence the same thing, it's not worth spending that extra money to buy it, even though it looks cool or there's cool marketing that makes us believe that we need this when we don't. And the other one, like I said, is helping others. Some people are a lot less fortunate than us and they don't have duplicates of things, and they could always use their first set or their first single anything, and so giving to others is not only beneficial for us, which again is scientifically proven, but it's of course beneficial for the others that we're giving to, whether it's to loved ones or people that you know personally, or the goodwill and actually donating. It's a great way to just be have it be a benefit of minimizing and simplifying your life, because from all of this, it's simplified not only space, but space in my mind, and just helping me feel better giving back, because that's something that I'm all about and I always love doing. So like I said, start with things that are comfortable for you, easy for you to kind of let go of, that aren't things that you feel like you have to hang on to, and then work your way up. I'm just starting, so I'm trying to show you how it can actually be fun and it can be motivating and inspiring to keep going. So stay tuned for the journey, and don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that little bell button so you can be notified for more videos like this. And I will see you next week with a special video for mamas and mamas to be, and just parents in general. So stay tuned.